Hello and welcome to the Web Clinic. I'm Andrew McEwen, the Savvy Marketing Guy, and I help entrepreneurial small businesses win customers that turn into raving fans by helping them to clarify the message that we use in smart sales and marketing that actually works. Today on the Web Clinic is a turn of Jo Patrick and her site, the Allergy Hut. So come on, let's dive in. Okay, Jo, here we are in the Allergy Hut. Let's have a look here. Now, there are 4 key questions that you've got to be able to answer for people coming into your website within the first few seconds. The questions are, remember, who is this site for? What is it that you actually do? Why should I care? Why should the person visiting your website actually care about that? And what is it that they should be doing next? So let's have a look in here. We'll have a look at, this is the desktop site. We'll have a little look at the mobile site as well in a few minutes, because most of your visitors will probably actually be coming in via mobile. Mobile traffic is now accounting for more than half of how people are viewing sites. More than half of your website visitors will be coming in on their phone. Really, that's what you have to remember. So your site has to perform well on there. So we've got the Allergy Hut logo. We're an online shop, obviously. We've got dairy-free, soya-free. We've got your stuff across here, and we've got this kind of random sale items bit here as well. Can that go in there, or is it not enough space? Then you're saying basically, welcome to the Allergy Hut. This is a very common thing that people do, is welcome to the site. It's not actually saying what it is that you do or who it is that you're for. Dairy and gluten-free life has never been easier than it is today, and knowing what substitutes work best in what context will make it even breezier. Okay, you've carefully selected dairy-free, soya-free, gluten-free and nut-free products for you to enjoy. So that there is really your most important bit, isn't it? It's dairy-free, soya-free, gluten-free and even nut-free products up at the top there, emblazoned in bold at the top there, putting that really front and center so that people know, oh right, okay, I've got one of these allergies, one or more of these allergies or intolerances. I know about this. My wife is gluten intolerant and dairy intolerant. It's not a choice of hers. It's just that our system can't handle those now. So actually, this stuff is right up our street. So that's saying, who is this for? And it's also kind of saying, answering a little bit about what it is that you do. Why is it that somebody should care about this? So do you do, what kind of delivery do you do, or are they particularly delicious? How is it that they've been sourced, etc.? Why should somebody care about your products as opposed to somebody else who is offering exactly the same? Have a think about this. If you could swap out your logo with one of your competitors' logo, would you be any different? Would anybody notice a difference between your site and somebody else who's doing the same kind of thing? And if the answer to that is no, then you're not differentiating yourself from the competition. You've got to stand out. You've got to show why it is that you're different to everybody else. And also, what should people be doing? Obviously, you're wanting people to be shopping, buying your products, but I don't see anything. I see none of your products there. In what we call above the fold. Above the fold, this is a phrase that goes back to newspaper days, and especially with broadsheet papers, the big newspapers, when they were folded in half, you would have a fold. You'd have half the newspaper at the top and half the newspaper at the bottom, if you like, and you have a fold along the middle. And so all the important stuff would go above the fold there, all the big headlines, etc. So the fold is basically any content that is visible without anybody having to scroll. Now, the difficulty with this is that the fold, where that fold is, will vary depending on the device that is being used to view your website. It's a very kind of arbitrary thing. So what you want to make sure is that all your important stuff is as near the top as possible. So there's a lot of work that you could actually do with the header to make it not quite so deep, especially with sale items coming down onto an extra line there. You're losing a whole bunch of space there. So you want to have, if I scroll down, then you see, this is what I was saying, dairy-free, gluten-free, this should all be further up here, and then we actually see some of your products, but we have to scroll down to see your products, and they look amazing. They look really, really nice and really tempting. So you want to have some images of those up the top, so that as soon as people come into your site, they're hit between the eyes with these amazing looking products and chocolates, and they go, oh my lord, I want that, and I want it now. And clicking on those will take them through to the the category pages or the product pages, so they can see even more what they're like. So if we click through to dairy free, let's have a look. Oh, it took a little while to get through here. So again, there's a bit of kind of wasted space at the top here, because I can only see one row of products. Ideally, if you could get two. Now you see, you're saying now free standard delivery on orders over £40. There's nothing. I don't see anything about that. It's. Hang on a second. What's going on? Okay, this is a bit odd, because if I click on, have you got different home pages or something? Because or maybe you've just changed it since I've come onto the website. Maybe that's. Have you been changing something just while I've been recording this? I wonder, because okay, we've got a carousel in here now. All this has suddenly changed. So yeah, okay, maybe we've actually you've made a change. Okay, well this is looking better than it was just a few minutes ago. We can easily get to stuff a bit more easily now. That's good. But still, here you should have your products, front and center, rather than saying, well, welcome to the hut. Now the thing is, you've got a carousel going here. Carousels don't really work in as much as what you're hoping that someone is. It's kind of counterintuitive here, because you're counting on someone hanging around long enough to look through all these three images and things, whereas what you're actually wanting is someone to move on and start buying your products. Okay, and again, you should really have pictures. This should be static, and you should have pictures of your images up here again, because this is that it's still is wasted. You're basically just saying to somebody, hello, welcome, after they're already in the door, whereas you want to be showing them what they can buy, all the lovely things that they can buy as soon as they are in there. So, well, let's go to dairy free, and let's have a look at Moo Free Easter Egg Bundle. Let's just have a look at that. So, dairy free milk chocolate Easter egg with vegan friendly honeycomb toffee. Yeah. There's nothing there. It doesn't really. Wow. There's no. There's no wow text in there, and by that, all you're telling me is what's in the product, rather than you're not speaking to the kind of animal brain there. You're not speaking to the emotions. You're not saying, luscious chocolate coated in this and unctuous doodahs or whatever. All you're basically saying is like the specification section in a car, power windows, electric seats, air conditioning, etc. You're not actually selling what makes this Easter egg so amazing as opposed to other Easter eggs. Let's just have a look for something else. What else have we got? Okay, vegan fudge. Let's have a look at that. And there's okay. Oh, we've got the descriptions down here now. Okay, the fudge factory has created it. See, okay, yeah, there we go. A deliciously creamy salted caramel fudge, which is so. Yeah, you've kind of got a bit more there. Deliciously creamy salted, but if you had more in there that was speaking to the emotional side, at last a vegan fudge that is as tastes as smooth and as creamy as the fudge you remember from your childhood. If it's people who have are used to fudge from years ago, but now they're wanting to have a vegan fudge which still lets them have that amazing taste experience. Do you see what I mean? You're selling the features. You're not selling the sizzle. Okay, you're just selling. It's got X, Y, and Z. You're not selling this. How will this make you feel? Yeah, that's what you've got, especially with food products as well. And let's have a look. What else have we got here? Let's just look at one more thing. Okay, let's have a look at this one here. Again, it's just the same. Oh, no, we've got something down here. Okay, right. So, you're... Okay, I get it now. Yeah. So you have to scroll down. See, I'm looking at that, and you've got your add to basket, which is, okay, fair enough. And then, but you're going down to here. This is the stuff that... you're missing an apostrophe there. Sorry, apostrophe police are out in force. So Cheeky Chuck Hazelnut Lighter can offer a completely nut-safe alternative to hazelnut chocolate. That's right, we couldn't believe it either. So this is, you want to have that up there. This is the. I know this is important stuff, but it's the boring stuff. That should be down here. That should be up there. To grab people, that's not going to grab people, and they might be saying, "Oh yeah, okay, it's got none of the things that are going to disagree with me." That's fine. But this is the text that is going to, grab them, and because you've actually got that below the add to basket stuff, people aren't going to scroll down that far. They're not going to think to scroll down that far. People aren't. It's what you kind of call the curse of knowledge. Okay, you know that there's a description down here, but your website visitor doesn't know that there's text down there. So they're going to get to here, they're going to stop, and they're not necessarily going to move further down. So move that up to there and move that down to there, and I'm sure you'll get an uplift in people adding that to the basket. There's a service. Have a look at a service called Hotjar. Okay, HOTJAR HOTJAR.com. You can use a lot of their tools for free, and it's if you find it a bit tricky to set up, then speak to your website developer. They should find it very simple to set up. It's just a bit of code that you embed on your website. Then what you can start to get are is information about how people are interacting with your website. And you get what are called kind of heat maps, which shows what people are clicking on, what buttons people are clicking on. You can get scroll maps, which show how far down the page people are scrolling. So you can have everybody seeing the top parts, but then you get these kind of cooler colours as people drop off the further down the page that they get. So you might be surprised at how far down, or not how far down people are actually going. So as I said, we'll have a look at the mobile versions, and we can do that just by kind of slimming it down. So Yeah. Okay. So we've got your menu there. Free from. Oh, hang on a second. What happened there? That was a bit bizarre. We've got a bit of an error there. Let's click back into here. This is how the site will look on the average-ish on a mobile device. Okay, and the thing is, your picture could be smaller, okay, because people are going to have to scroll down to see anything. And again, they're just going to go down and they're going to see this, and then they're going to have to scroll down a lot further to actually see any, the main information here, the really interesting description about it. So see if you can maybe make that a little bit smaller, that image there, and just like I was saying, swap out where your text and the descriptions are. Let's go back to the home page. It's all just text there, isn't it? Again, so if you had images in there just showing the great stuff, the wonderful things that you've got, it would be so much better, and you're going to grab people so much more quickly. And you've got a lot of wasted space in here now, because obviously that's a graphic, and then you've got the name there, and it just looks weird. It just looks odd there. So work to do on the mobile layout. And the thing is that with I assume that this is WordPress. I think this would be WordPress that you're using on here. We can have a quick look at the page source, which is taking a while. Yeah, so it's WordPress WooCommerce that you're using on that, and it's a storefront theme. Yeah, so I mean, you can move things around on that, and what you should be able to do is actually you can create different layouts for different device sizes. So you could have a layout specifically for desktop, and a layout specifically for tablets, and a layout specifically for mobile as well. So you can what's called optimize layouts depending on the size of the device. And remember, mobile is really, really important, because that is what most people will be coming to your site from. Something else to have a look at is Google PageSpeed Insights here. This just gives you a guide as to how Google is perceiving your site to be scoring. And this is something really important actually to be thinking about, because at the time of recording, in a couple of months' time, or in a few months' time, Google is going to be paying a lot more heed to the score that you're getting here. Anything above 50 and above is a reasonable score. On mobile, you're getting 27 out of 100. So it's not brilliant. We've seen worse. We've seen scores as low as 1. So you're in the middle of mediocre, shall we say. So I would speak to your developer about how you can improve your score. And the thing is that all the information that's down here will give your developer some information as to how that can be improved. Your score is just into the OK range for desktop as well. So not too bad there, but mobile definitely needs to have a look at. And because most people are coming in from mobile, and Google will be ranking sites on a kind of mobile first, it'll be looking at the mobile layout first as a means of determining where you're going to appear in search rankings. So there we go. That's a very quick run through, Joe, of what I've found on a quick run through. You qualify for a free one-to-one session with me, so I'll be in touch to let you know how you can be claiming that. And if you would like to have your website featured on a future edition of the Web Clinic, then just go to the link that you see on the screen now, and you're able to go into the hat. And if your site is selected as well, you will get a one-to-one session with me absolutely free as well. But that's it from this edition of the Web Clinic, and I'll see you next time.